Everything I learned in my MBA program. I literally graduated in 2017 from Baylor University with an MBA, and I graduated in the top 10%. In this episode, I'm gonna break down only the best things that I learned. Obviously, you do not need to spend 3 years working on an MBA just to get this information. So I'm gonna tell you everything that I learned so you do not have to waste 3 years or 60 grand getting an MBA. Let's go.
𝗨𝗪. Yeah, she can fix that. You gotta get it done, or you need to do it better. Well, she can fix that. Yeah, she can fix that. Investment to get back, trying to get a big stack. She can fix that. Let's fix that.
The first thing that you need to know is getting an MBA is amazing because people give you credibility for it. But the truth of the matter is I graduated with people that have no idea what they are doing in business. They are not a millionaire, they're not a multimillionaire, they're not a billionaire. In fact, most billionaires do not have an MBA. MBA stands for Master of Business Administration. And quite frankly, in most MBA programs, they are teaching you how to work for a millionaire. They're teaching you how to review financial documents, how to put together spreadsheets, how to know what the cash flow and the accounts receivables and the accounts payables. They teach you all about how to run someone else's business, but more importantly, they're teaching you how to work in someone's business. That is absolutely not the way to get rich or even to get wealthy. So I use my MBA in my business, and I'm gonna share with you the best lessons of what you can use in your business because you do not need to waste your time getting letters behind your name so that people think you're credible. Like I said, I know millionaires, billionaires, and most of them do not have an MBA. So let me tell you what you need to know right now really quickly. Number one, businesses run the world. That is like the first thing that you need to know. Most of what we have set up in America is designed all around businesses because businesses employ people. They create tax bases. You understand that as an employee, you have your taxes taken directly out of your check, right? Well, you actually contribute the most to the tax system and you bring in most of the revenue. As a corporation, as a business, most of them do not pay taxes. Taxes for corporations are very low, and in fact, most businesses, most multi-billionaire corporations and billion-dollar corporations, they have loopholes where they do not pay any corporate taxes. I mean like zero corporate taxes. But what they do is hire and employ lots of people, and those people pay taxes. Because as an employee, you are W-2'd, you will have your taxes taken directly out of your paycheck. And that's what businesses are all about, having people that they employ in the business, and those employees pay the taxes. So as an entrepreneur, as someone that has a business, I will hire people, and most of those people will pay their taxes, and I don't have to pay a lot of taxes. I paid a lot of taxes when I worked. I paid a lot of taxes when I had a 6-figure job at a bank. Now that I am a multi-millionaire with real estate and businesses, I literally have no tax liability personally. And my companies don't even pay very much taxes. In fact, there's so many different loopholes, which I'm gonna explain to you in just a second, that make it where businesses and corporations really are shielded from most of the tax liability, and most of those taxes are passed on to employees and contractors. So please know that businesses are designed to have employees and to create jobs so that those people pay taxes. Number two, the entire banking system is all around businesses. You may walk into a bank and you may think that the bank is all about you because they will give you a mortgage, or they'll give you an auto loan, or they'll give you a credit card. But the truth of the matter is a bank is a business. A bank is a corporation. And when I was in my MBA program, I started to learn a lot about the banking system, how banks have to keep a certain amount of capital in order to be a bank, how a bank can't fail because they have to make sure that they always have enough deposits coming in. And we are seeing more banks fail because, again, they don't have to keep all of the money that they have. They lend most of it out. You put money into the bank, they lend most of it out, and they invest most of the money. This was an amazing lesson that I learned in my MBA that I did not know before. I did not realize what banks truly were for, and that most banks lend most of their money to businesses and corporations. As a person, as an individual, you really can't get $1 million from a bank. You literally need to be a business or a corporation and have lots of assets in order to ever get that type of money from a bank. A bank's and most of our entire banking system is all around businesses. Businesses can borrow the most money, they can go to banks and they're actually a partner of the banks. Banks invest in businesses. Banks are all about businesses. Therefore, it is in your best interest to become a business, not necessarily work for a business. You have to start becoming a business, starting businesses, getting the business registered with the Secretary of State, getting the EIN, and walking into a bank and getting a business checking account and developing that relationship so that they will lend you tons of money to grow your business. Most of the money at a bank is for businesses, not individual people. Tax deductions. Tax deductions, as I mentioned before, are mostly for businesses. It seems like the entire U.S. economy is set up for businesses and corporations. As I mentioned before, corporations don't pay very many taxes. They are kind of designed to hire people, and then those people pay the taxes. Therefore, you have to understand that as a corporation, as a business, the entire tax system is built to your benefit. There's so many benefits to being a business. There's so many deductions. There's so many write-offs, depreciation, employee expenses, like literally writing off people's salaries, and all of these things are in the tax system, and it is designed for businesses. You hear this all the time. The United States government just loves and favors the billionaires and the millionaires, but who they're actually favoring are those corporations. Again, the entire tax system is mostly to benefit businesses and corporations. And this is because most of the senators, most of our representation in Congress, for example, and in the Senate, they are business owners. They are entrepreneurs. They are investors. And our entire tax system is built and designed around that. As I mentioned, our banking system is really about taking that money and investing it. And as I said, our representation in Congress and Senate they're all filled with investors and corporate owners. Therefore, it's just all one system, not designed for individuals. It's designed for businesses. So when you're in your MBA program, they're teaching you all about how to do taxes, and then they hire entire accounting teams to do the business's taxes because they're not going to pay very many taxes. They just need to keep track of all of that, and all of those people that they hire to do that, those are actually tax write-offs for the business and the corporation as well. Therefore, what you need to know is that the tax system is built for businesses and corporations. Bottom line. Liability. This is so important. So a lot of what you learn in business school is all about contracts, contractual agreements, what you put in writing, how to make contracts, how to make agreements with other businesses. And this is all about protecting the business from liability. Because businesses and corporations are actually entities, they actually are like a living, breathing thing. Just like you as a person, you have a social security number and you're a person, well, a business and a corporation actually has some of those same rights. They can borrow money, they can file bankruptcy, they can take on income and expenses, and it actually separates the people that own the business from the business itself. And that is to protect the owners from different liabilities. If you just went out and you were cutting someone's grass and then you fell down on their property, then you would be liable and all of these different things. However, if you had an LLC and your LLC had a claim against it, that would be against that business and that corporation, not against you individually. So the thing that you need to learn and know is that a business and a corporation is its own entity and has protections that you don't get as a person. So if you do business in any way, shape, or form, you want to create an entity that protects and separates you from your business because it will shield you from a lot of liability, even in some cases negligence. Like we would read so many different case studies in my MBA program where we would learn about different lawsuits and different things like that. And again, the lawsuit would always be against the business or the corporation corporation, never necessarily against the owner of the business. Even if it was a gun manufacturer or a bomb manufacturer or someone, destroying the environment, they were definitely, the owner of that company was completely shielded and protected from all liability of things that its company did. Therefore, businesses and corporations are designed for that, and that is a major thing for you to understand about business. It is a separate thing. It is not really a person or an individual, even if it's owned by just one person. Marketing. This is the big thing that I learned in my MBA program that is going to make you millions of dollars, and one of the reasons why I say most people probably do not even need an MBA. What you need to understand is that a business is all about marketing. Everything is all about marketing. And what marketing entails is not just ads, because that is one form of marketing. It's not just organic traffic to a website. Obviously, that is one form of marketing, driving traffic to a website. But it's not just about press releases either. Hey, we have this new event, or we have this new product, or we have this new service. Marketing is the combination of all of those things combined. It's advertising, it's paid ads, it's organic traffic, it's user-generated content, it's commercials on TV, it's product placement in movies and TV shows. It's, again, marketing. How you market and brand products and services is truly the biggest lesson that you would need to learn. And you need to understand that really every business is driven by marketing. How is your product different than other products out there in the marketplace? How do you stand out? How do you say that yours is better? What's better about your thing? How often do people hear your brand name and your product and your service? That's marketing. And like 80%, 85%, I would venture to say, of a business is all about marketing. Even when it comes to what I'm going to teach you about the portfolio launch formula, which is how we take business credit and business funding and buy income producing assets, most of how we get those assets is all in marketing. For example, I started making millions of dollars by marketing to people that were behind on their mortgage payments. They were in distress. Maybe they were going through a divorce or a bankruptcy, and I was able to buy those properties for pennies on the dollar. But now I actually combine that with business credit and business funding, so I don't have to use any of my own money. I can create a business entity, get funding in that business's name, and then use that money to buy income producing assets, assets that are going up in value over time, and assets that generate income for me and my business every single day. And that is how I became a multimillionaire. And this is what business is actually about. I did not learn that skill in my MBA program. But what I did learn, and it actually solidified what I had learned from a mentor about marketing, that I needed to find distressed customers. And instead of focusing on the house, I was focusing on the seller's problem. I was focused on being a solution to their problem and presenting my business and myself as a solution to their problem of being behind on their mortgage payment. This is really simple, and you do not need an MBA to make lots of money doing what I did to get rich. I literally learned this from a couple of mentors, and you could learn this just from watching certain videos on YouTube and by even coming to one of my master classes or reading my books. If you want to come to my master class, again, that's absolutely free at 𝗨𝗪𝗔𝗀𝐻.com. Again, that's NOLEEL with an S, free, FREE, class, CLASS.com. Sign up for this class. It's absolutely free. It's completely interactive. You can ask questions, and I will teach you my entire formula on how I get business credit and business funding and use it to buy real estate for pennies on the dollar. You can do this. Again, it's absolutely free, 𝗨𝗪𝗔𝗀𝐻.com, because I just want to make sure that you have all of the knowledge, all of the resources, and all of the tools that you need to be successful. This is Noelle, to your success.